What's up, guys? Robert Octo Bodies. Now today we're going to go into the skinny jab sort of phenomenon that's going on. It used to be sort of Juice Plus, Weight Watchers, fat burners, things like that, and I've been seeing it time and time again and all over social media, and I've had people ask me questions about it. I've had people telling me they're taking this, so it might be called Ozempic or semaglutide, this skinny jab. So what is it? What's my opinion of it? What's my interpretation of the science? And how can we conclude from this? First of all, I just think common sense, and from a lot of feedback that I've had over hundreds of clients over the years. So when I take a client on board, we have an initial questionnaire sheet, and one of the questions is finding out what previous diets they've been on. I want to know if they've got any physiological sort of, what's the word? Just sort of like apprehension towards doing a diet because of their previous experience. So usually people have tried all sorts of diets and see if there's any sort of metabolic damage. Has their metabolism gone really low, and are they like fighting, they push themselves into a wall and shoot themselves in the foot by dieting again. And what I mean by that is that these crash diets, so anything with like a silly name like Weight Watchers or Herbalife or I'm on the Atkins, I'm on this, usually it's too good to be true and it can damage the metabolism. So yeah, a lot of feedback from clients, they'll tell me the amount that tell me I've tried every diet and it's failed. I lost a little bit, then I piled loads back on. This is that yo-yo phenomenon that we're going to talk about in a minute. So to me, just from my experience and common sense, and just the common sense approach, is any sort of fad, nothing has sort of has held its weight. As it doesn't seem to be able to give the magical benefits that it's assuming and it's promising, and it's your money that you're spending on it, so it's very important for health as well, obviously. Let's dive into this skinny jab, this Ozempic, or it might have some other sort of manufacturer name, this semaglutide. What is it? So it's a drug, it's a hormone, it's a GLP-1 agonist. So basically what it does is it mimics our body naturally produces this GLP-1. It's in the intestines and in the brain. So what does it do? Why does it work? Or why is it, what's it claiming to do? So naturally we'll produce this hormone, and the main benefit or the main function of it is to reduce appetite. Okay, so it stops you being hungry. Oh, nice one. So people take it, they reduce their appetite, they obviously eat less, they lose weight, they're in a calorie deficit. Great. So you'd be thinking, well, why is that a problem? Well, straight away I'm thinking, well, you're taking a drug. That's alarm bells are ringing for me straight away. Then it stops you eating, it stops you being hungry. We're supposed to eat to get nutrients. So you're going to lose muscle, you're going to have a lot of biological problems from that. That's alarm bells ringing as well. But the main thing is that I'm thinking, well, so what do I do? Just take it for the rest of my life? So if they've just, and straight away that's like the manufacturers are winning. They've got you. They've got you by the gonads, and it's just a constant outgoing. So you'd have to take it for the rest of your life. And even worse than that, because it's a drug, you build up a tolerance to it. So it's just like caffeine or alcohol. Okay, your body wants to remain in this homeostasis. So you put too much caffeine in the system, you go off your head with it, adrenaline and cortisol and everything. All the receptors that caffeine binds to downregulate, so you get less of them. So that one cup of coffee just brings you back to normal, doesn't give you a high. You have to have two. Next week you might have to have three. So you build up this tolerance. It's exactly the same with any drug in the body. So this skinny jab, this GLP-1 agonist, your body will downregulate the receptors in your brain and in your small intestine. So that one, say you take one jab a week, I don't even know what they have to take, but say you're doing that, that will soon have to be 2 and 3, and then daily, and then a higher dose, more frequency, to get the same effect. So that is a massive problem. Not only, well, people might say like, well, okay, well, I'll just keep upping the dose, but you're just digging yourself into a bigger and bigger hole, because what is happening to those natural GLP-1 receptors in your body that are supposed to be there to regulate appetite and hunger and satiety, you'll end up with less and less and less of them. So what happens when you stop taking caffeine? It's go cold turkey. Massive headache, the complete opposite of the benefits you get from the drug. So you get tired, you get moody, you get low energy, headaches, all these negatives, So what happens when you stop taking this skinny jab, when you realise that it's probably damaging me, or I'm running out of money, or you're just fed up of it? You're going to be starving. You're going to get the opposite effect, okay? Your blood sugar's going to be way out of whack because it affects all your insulin production as well. But we're just going to focus on the main thing that it causes. So you stop taking it, this natural GLP-1 that gets released, there's no receptors for it to bind to anymore. So you're going to be hungry. So what do you think is going to happen when you stop taking it? Weight is just going to slowly pile back on because you'll naturally eat more. You've got that your hunger's going to be higher. You haven't got that satiety signal anymore. So you've really dug yourself into a hole. That's why I wanted to make this video. It's not to bash people that are taking it, because as I said previously, as alluded to, I get so many clients that say they've tried every diet. So I get that they're going to try the next fad thing because they think, well, nothing's worked for me. Maybe this is the answer. Or maybe I'll go get a gastric bypass or a gastric band. Maybe that's the answer, which is a completely different topic. But so I totally get it. It's not to bash people. It's to educate them so they can make a formal decision whether it's worth them taking. Like, if you still want to take it, that's absolutely great. You just be like, yeah, do one, Rob, F off. But hopefully people that are listening that might be considering it, or they're currently doing it, and now something's clicked in their brain, it might stop them from taking it. And because the longer you take it, the more of a tolerance you're going to get to it, and the worse the negatives are going to be. So hopefully I can help people with that. So it's not supposed to out people. It's the manufacturers that it annoys me, because people fall for it, but I understand why. Hopefully the science hasn't been too bombarded you with too much science, so we can understand that, yeah, okay, let's rewind, zoom way out, look at the bigger picture. It's a drug. Your body doesn't want drugs in its system. It's supposed to have a balance of hormones in its system. Like if you take steroids, testosterone, your body shuts down its natural production. It wants to balance out. It don't want too much. So if you put too much of this GLP-1 agonist in the system, it's going to shut down its natural production and its receptors. So straight away, alarm bells are ringing with that, obviously. And I get why people are trying it. It's popular. Social media they can really advertise it and make it sort of fashionable, that they don't say this is a drug. You know, just because it's on an Instagram advert, they think it's okay. And my friends are taking it, or my friend's done like a week's course or a day's course on how to inject stuff in your face or wherever you put it. You know, same with like Botox and stuff. It's just a bit backwards in that sense to me, that why would you trust, like, you're injecting yourself with something? Again, alarm bells are ringing. But then people, if they're still listening at this point, fantastic, thank you. But they're thinking, well, blah, blah, what do we do then? So the overall message is, for me, on absolute honesty, my interpretation of the research and the science is, stay the hell away from it. But that doesn't get rid of the problem that people want to lose weight and be healthy. That's why they're taking it. Yeah, I could say that people are, sometimes I think they're just lazy and want a quick fix. That's why they're taking it. But I also realise people are exhausted and tired of doing these crash diets with these fancy names and getting nowhere with them. Or the amount of people that tell me, yeah, I went on this diet and lost 2 stone, but then I put 3 stone back on. They're tired and they're actually sick to the back teeth of trying these things. They're going to try anything. I totally get that. So how do we conclude? What are we supposed to do? The overall message is, how do we lose weight healthily? How do we get the fat off? And how do we keep it off, more importantly, and not put more back on? The great thing that I learned about researching this topic is certain foods, so you're actually allowing you to eat, not injecting something, naturally stimulate this GLP-1 in the body. And what does that do? That makes you not hungry. So if you eat the right foods, you'll naturally eat less. Your calories will be lower. You'll be in a deficit for the day, and you will burn body fat. So it's allowing you to eat. It's not going to build up a tolerance because you're not overstimulating past super physiological levels. You're just doing it naturally with the right foods. You're not going to lose muscle because you're eating protein and whatever else you're eating. You're not going to be starving when you stop. You're not going to stop taking the drug and be starving and really damage your metabolism. You're going to be able to have a nice healthy amount of calories to fuel your body, so you can have skin, hair, nails, libido, vitality, strength, all that. You're going to do it naturally. Yes, it might take a little bit longer in the long run, but because you get these rapid weight losses with these skinny jab drugs, but you're not going to have rapid weight gain either, and you're not going to mess up your hormones, your satiety. So you have to see it as a long game. You have to see it as a marathon, like building muscle. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Same with fat loss. And it's hard, but you've just got to accept that it slowly came on over the years. It's going to slowly come off, okay? You didn't try and rush it on let's slowly bring it down. You're still eating a healthy amount of calories. You're not got this crash metabolism, because you don't want to be on 500 calories a day and still not losing weight. Because trust me, I get people messaging me saying I'm eating nothing, I'm eating salads and I can't lose weight. And that's usually because they've tried all these diets which have damaged their metabolisms. The body's adapted to this tiny amount of calories. It's like it's not going to give up its body fat. It thinks it's in a famine. So we want to do it healthily. So how do we do it? Sounds stupidly simple, but we eat proper whole foods, and it's shown from the research that I've looked into, like animal products, so meat, eggs, dairy if you can tolerate it, those sort of things stimulate GLP-1 and a lot of other hormones. There's CCK, cholecystokinin, neuropeptide Y, all these fancy things that I don't need to explain, but basically it's basically like you eat the right thing, it goes in your gut signals to your brain, so you've got these long vagus nerves, you've got this nervous system signals to your brain to tell you you've eaten good food, you've eaten exactly what we need, no empty calories, not a lot of crap that we're going to store as fat. You can stop eating, you can get on with your day for hours and hours and hours. So if you want more on this topic, more specific for you, more personalised and individualistic to you, that is what I do for my clients. Okay, I don't BS them saying that you're going to lose 2 stone in a week. Some people have done, healthily, but basically I'll explain that it is a marathon, not a sprint, but you're going to keep this weight off for life. And I've had so many clients that just never go back to the horrible way of eating and never pile the weight back on. So if you want to work with me to know what specific foods for you that are going to work, that are going to curb your appetite, because that is how a diet works. You want a diet that has a high satiety per calorie. So you don't want to eat tons of calories, but you want to be satiated. So eating the right foods will do that. People fail on diets because they're starving, and then they'll just binge and purge. They'll go off and cheat because they've white-knuckled it for so long. You don't have to do that, okay? You don't have to suffer. So if you want help on this, online coaching is the way to go, and I'm currently hiring people. So DM me. Let me know. This has been Rob, Optimal Bodies. If you're still listening, fantastic. If I bored you, I'm so sorry. If you're still taking your skinny jab, at least I've informed people and I can sleep at night, because I've had so many people ask me to make videos on it, and I thought it was time to finally bite the bullet. But hopefully I've educated. To summarise it, it's a drug. You'll build up a tolerance. It's expensive. You'll ruin your metabolism. You'll lose muscle. You'll gain all the weight back. I could have made just that video, but I like to explain it, okay? Rob, Optimal Bodies, signing out. Cheers.